How y'all doing? For this book review, I'm going to cover a book of Battletech. It is Twilight of the Clans Part 1, Exodus Road by Blaine Lee Pardoe. Now, this is one of 8 books in the series, and just to let you know, it's not the same author writing the same books. So, it's a few authors. One of them could do 2 or 3 throughout this, but, this is just Part 1. Blaine Lee Pardoe writes it. Now, Twilight of the Clans. For those of you who don't know, in the realm of Battletech, there's a part in the history where you have the Inner Sphere, which is where you normally play at. These are different planets run by houses, of royalty, and also peripheries. There's infighting throughout that. Then about the 3050s, give or take. Sorry if it's not accurate, but what happened is this invasion comes in by a group called the Clans. They don't know about any of these guys. They come in with superior warriors, mechs that they've never seen before, but also superior design. They have the technological edge, they have the fighting edge against them, and they're doing very well, trying to take over the Inner Sphere. They claim to bring back the Inner Sphere to its former glory, back in the Golden Age. But the thing is, they were stopped at a very major important battle in Battletech, that is the Battle of Tukayyid, which is where our story begins. Our main character is Trent. He's of the Clan Smoke Jaguar. He's a true-born warrior. Mech warriors of the clans are not natural born. They are they're test tube babies. They are raised from combined genetic material to raise the perfect, truest warriors that are worthy to be mech warriors. And Trent is one of them. He doesn't have a last name. Trueborn warriors don't get one yet. They have to go through a special trial to get that, and I'll explain that shortly. We start off in a Battle of Tukayyid where him and his Sipkin, which is sort of like a sibling that he's been raised in training with. Her name is Jez. As they were fighting there, they both get severely damaged. Even though Trent has been told, through his superiors to retreat, which is suspicious because that's very unclan-like, and Jess agrees. In the end, both of them were, struck down. Their mechs were severely damaged, including their recording equipment, which is important. Now, you find that Trent saves Jez from the predicament that they're in that situation. She later claims that she saved him. Again, the recording equipment, they can only have the word for it. They did get they do have captured Judith Farber of Comstar, who is the main opposition to the Battle of Tukayyid. Basically, a giant telephone company, interplanetary messaging. You go through Comstar. She was a mech warrior in that. She's captured as a bondsman, sort of a prisoner of war, slave and all that. Now, clans have their own ways of how they treat a bondsman. Their prisoners. Some of them allow them to fight as mech warriors, but Clan Smoke Jaguar doesn't allow their bondsmen to serve as mech warriors. But despite that, she is a technician, and so she is now serving under him to keep his mech up and running and everything, and reconfigure it to his needs. So that's her extra character here. Now, Trent, after this Battle of Tukayyid, he is severely scarred. While they do have metal technology to bring back up and running, he doesn't want them to he doesn't believe a warrior needs to be focused on band-aiding all that. He wears his battle scars, despite how hideous he looks throughout the entire book. That's how a warrior needs to, that's the price that a warrior pays. And they should have no shame in that. Now, despite all the fact that the Battle of Tukayyid, stopped the clan invasion in its tracks, Trent is his next step is to get a blood name. And in order for, mech warriors of the clans do not have last names. They earn those through special trials of combat. Those who win a blood name will now, not just get a last name. They are now, they will have their genetics saved and for future warriors to be born in the test tubes for future mech warriors of the clans. It's a great honor. It's what all mech warriors strive for, although not all make it for various reasons. Now, and not just death either, mind you. So, Trent, he's going into this trial of combat. He's doing well, except his mech, fails on him at a very crucial moment. Later, he finds out it's been sabotage. He finds out it was Jez that set it up. And then on top of that, his new superior of his unit, named Paul. Paul Moon, Star Colonel. Star Colonel Paul Moon who's not a mech warrior. He's an elemental. Elementals are these smaller power armor type individuals. Let me show you a picture of one. They ride these, and those who do pilot these are, these guys are hugely muscled and all that. Now, Moon does not like Trent. He's read his records. He was not in the Battle of Tukayyid, but but after reading what happened there, he believes that all the clanner warriors that were in that and failed, they're not worthy of his time. He disdains them, and he disdains Trent up front for it. He thinks that, that every failing that he did is just him making excuses. He is not a true warrior, no matter what Trent says or what he can even prove. So unfortunately, Trent is a clanner who has done everything what a clanner expects. And even when he deserves the honors that he's rightfully earned, in one turn or another, through Jez, who's trying to backstab him and manipulate and lie about it to gain a step edge, basically he's just kind of corrupt, or Paul Moon, who doesn't believe him at all, doesn't want to believe him. In the end, he doesn't get a blood name. He's getting too old. There's another problem with this, because if a mech warrior of the clans does not gain a blood name beyond a certain age, he doesn't get it at all. They have a cutoff point at age. Once you reach it, you're not going to be participating anymore. You're going to be sent back and join the Salama unit. Basically, it's like a slow, just a second-class citizen, in relative terms of the other clanners. They go back to their home worlds. They might die in combat. They'll get second-rate mechs. But in the end, they're kind of disgraced. That quietly said, of course. So here he is. Trent is about to lose his time here. He doesn't get his blood name. He's being, he can't advance in any way, shape, or form. No matter what good he's done for the clans, he's not, he's countered by your Paul Moon or Jez, and he's not good enough, or rumors go around he's just not perfect. The only person he can end up trust is his bondsman, Judith Farber. But now here you're introduced to her, and she's immediately taken in as prisoner. Quickly, without question, tries to adapt to being a bondsman and all that. You're kind of suspicious up front. Now, rightfully so. They don't make that a big secret, but you do find out what she's in for. And thing is, Trent, is now at the point where he's going to be sent in the Salama unit, which means he's going to go back to the clan homeworld, and after one of the members, he's going to be sending a genetic material to the homeworld. Yeah, it should have been his blood name, and should have been his genetic material, but no, he's going to send somebody else there. So that's what his official duty is going to be. But he's going to take advantage of this. He's going to become a traitor to the clans, because they didn't live up to their honor. It's all an illusion of honor. No one sees his merit, and there are those who take advantage of the system to upend him what was rightfully his. So he's going to go back at them. They're dishonorable people, so he's going to be a traitor to them. And he's going to have Judith help him. It's going to take a couple years. It's going to take a couple years of going to the clan homeworld, and they're going to have to find a way to get back. And through that is the information that they're going to give to the inner sphere. Something that the clanners don't want to have, and that is the route of the Exodus Road, which gives the inner sphere the knowledge of where the clanners are at and to make an attack in the future. So will he make it? Can he trust Judith Farber? What is her motives? That's that situation he's in. So I do enjoy this book. I mean, for what it is, it's a Battletech, well-crafted story there with very nicely described mech battles that surround it. It's what a good Battletech novel should be. I follow the battles very well. I do get engaged into what this book is trying to get into. You do feel sorry for Trent, and you really hope that even if he was the enemy, he doesn't deserve the way he was treated. And even shows that no matter how strict or indoctrinated a group of people are in the way things are, it can be once it's corrupted in any point, it just is damaging for everyone around him, and Trent in particular. Now, with all this said, I'm going to go slightly off subject here. This book is written by Blaine Lee Pardoe. Many of you already know what I'm about to get into this. I don't like talking politics at this, but I got this, because of his name on it, because events had happened over a year ago by the time I'm making this video. Blaine Lee Pardoe is a writer who's been in Battletech since near the beginning. He's not only writing novels and short stories, he's written the lore for the source books for the game. He's designed several mechs and all that. I mean, he has done well for the community. And over the course of time, somebody posing as a press group online is now harassing him, where eventually they got, Catalyst Game Labs and the parent company that owns them just let him go. And let this supposed victim of Pardoe's politics and all that, they give him a few stories and all that. Later, you can find things about Blaine's side of the story here. Now, Blaine Lee Pardoe is doing fine. He's writing his own novels that he's published recently. I haven't read them, but perhaps you might be interested in that. But because of what happened to Blaine Lee Pardoe, in principle, I'm doing my best not to get any brand new Battletech stuff straight from Catalyst Game Labs. I have to go secondhand. And I'm sorry, I believe that what happened to him is not justified. I don't care what side of politics you're at. I think even a guy who accuses Blaine Lee Pardoe of harassment, even though he was harassing Pardoe, he's got it written, he's got it on court trials. He had an investigator look this guy up. He is not who he's what he says he is. And he fessed up on his own blog that, I tricked everyone that I am not somebody, I got him fired for it. He confessed in his blog, kind of a nut. But Blaine Lee Pardoe did not deserve that. He doesn't, and Pardoe, I think he says in interviews discussing this, he doesn't care to go back, but I do think Catalyst Game Labs and the parent companies kind of owe an apology for that. So until then, I'm getting my Battletech secondhand, eBay, and stuff like that. I may order from Iron Wind Metals directly, but I may go through cheaper route, going Ares Games to get the metal ones that I want. But that's a conflict there, But doesn't stop you from getting secondhand yourself. In fact, Razorfist has a video showing how you can do that. Battletech is kept alive not through Catalyst Game Labs, the company, but through the players. The culture kept it going. Where when Battletech was near dead for a while, but you can get books at a secondhand store, or you can support. If you're interested in what this guy, how he writes and writes other stories outside of Battletech, he's done that too. You can check him out. So. With that said, Exodus Road by Blaine Lee Pardoe, Twilight of the Clans Part 1 out of 8. It's a good book. I suggest if you're interested in Battletech, this is gives you everything you want, especially if you're interested in the clanner aspect of it. So give it a shot. Thank you all for watching. Have a nice day.